This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O Show. Judge, you tuned in to the hottest sports radio.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
Orlando, a.k.a. the Big O. He covers all the South Florida teams.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Dolphins to the heat, well, you know what I mean. Monday to Friday, Friday Pablo in the...
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Show on the radio, the top's where we gonna go. Miami, that's the way we roll.
Folks, you can support the hardest working sports talk show in South Florida through Cash App or Venmo. Just search Cash Big O Show. Support us through Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. We thank you for your incredible support.
On the morning show, Big O. No one has a similar show. Talk sports, talk plays, talk...
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Live and direct, because nobody do it better than Big O in the set. From sunrise, listen live.
When you're ready to purchase a new home or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee, and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today. 786-802-1727 or online at adreamlending.com. points, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All righty. Good evening, baby. Welcome aboard a Sports Grill out here on Bird Road as we get you ready for a little Dolphins and Ravens tonight at the stadium. But listen, there's like a 50% chance of rain, so you're better off coming out to Sports Grill here on Bird Road and join us. Why? Because we're going to have the heat on at 10 o'clock. We can put a little Panthers on now at 7 o'clock. And we can watch the Dolphins at 8:20. All right. So we're gonna have a nice atmosphere out here at Bird and 114th, right off of the Turnpike. So plenty of time still. Get on out here. You still got another 40 minutes till the Panthers game starts. You still have 2 hours till the Dolphins game starts. So if you've been thinking about where to go, come on out, join us. We'll have some fun out here at Sports Grill and Bird Road. And, of course, we always appreciate it. I see Alexa V is already in the house. Alexa's been here for the last couple of games with Josh, so that's good. I always appreciate the support. See Zachary, John, Ian from Brooklyn already in. We'll see what happens tonight. We are it's one of those games, like I was talking about this morning. It's hard to get inspired on the confidence side, right? But it's still a Dolphin game. It's still a Dolphin night. It's still football. You know, we got a long ways to wait for the next football season to kind of roll around. You know what I mean? So I guess we got to cherish every game that we can, no matter how bad it's been, because, you know, we've only got 8 of these left now. You know what I'm saying? And we've got to try to hope for something better. And tonight, you know, there have been moments like the 1-15 season that people will go back to, a terrible team. Everything was gone awry. The staff couldn't communicate with the players anymore. Cam Cameron had lost it all. And by some miracle, you know, they found a way to win that game. It helped that Brian Billick also did not run the ball towards the end there, which he could have sealed the game with that. But he helped Miami, and who cares? We'll take it. And, you know, the whole thing. So miracles happen, man. You know, things happen sometimes in football, and that's what we got to hope for tonight, that Jacoby Brissett has the game of his life, that he plays like he rarely ever plays, and it happens. They are professional football players. There are those days that you go to the park and you're playing pickup basketball with your friends, and on that day you don't miss, man. I think we've all had those days where it was your day and you were making every shot in the book and all that stuff. And so that's kind of really what we're hoping for, that everything comes to, you know, one moment here where the defense plays over its head. The offense somehow blocks these guys. They actually can run the ball a little bit. They maybe find somebody deep or something. That's, you know, maybe a special teams touchdown, a defensive touchdown. These are the things that we've got to hope for tonight in order for them to win. I mean, that's really what we're down to, unfortunately, because of the situation that we're in right now, because it's not a good football team. But, I mean, overall, it's just, you know, just a matter of now maybe enjoying some of the individual efforts. You know, I got to say, I am looking forward to watching Mike Gesicki tonight. And it's not like Baltimore's defense is really good or anything like that. So Gesicki's going to have an opportunity to make some plays. And I got to tell you something. Last week, outside of the win, those one-handed catches by Gesicki, that kind of made it memorable, didn't it? I mean, that's that's where the discussion comes from why isn't he signed? I mean, I can understand when you don't sign somebody that's not making plays, but all Gesicki does is make plays. So, that's where we're kind of at right now with this team and this game tonight. So let's just hope, okay, as Bromar puts, as Jabroni Brisket gets an opportunity again tonight. Let's just hope he. Well, I mean, they haven't said that Tua's the backup, but I mean that's kind of what I'm expecting. Although it would be funny if you think about it. Last week they kind of made you think, well, he might play this, that, and he doesn't play. And then this week they're kind of making you almost feel like he's not going to play, and maybe he will play. You know what I'm saying? That kind of deal. Crazy stuff. Sean Stanley, by the way, is driving this program and putting it all together. What do we have here? Barry Jackson is reporting. So Dolphins sample size to elevate Tua would shrink to 7 games if he stays healthy after tonight, with Saints, Tennessee, Carolina, New England as tough tests. I actually disagree. I think every test for him is tough. That's not the one? Oh, it's Oyefusi? He says, barring injury to Brissett, Tua will miss his 2nd straight game and 5th this season. Okay. So there you go. Oyefusi, who was on with us today. I thought Daniel did a really nice job today overall on his first appearance on the program. The one of the newest members to the Miami Dolphin beat. You know how we have a rotating what's it called? Head coaches and general managers and offensive line coaches and offensive coordinators and things like that. But we also have our share of rotating beat guys too, and beat women. We haven't had a lot of women on the Dolphins beat, actually, to be honest with you. Very few over the years have been on the beat. But mostly has been men, and it's been a revolving door of writers out there. It's not like they stick around, you know what I mean? We had Salguero for a long, long time, and he's still on the beat, not really completely, because he's doing national stuff also for his outlet overall, and maybe taking another angle too. But anyway, so not a lot of them, right? I mean, Marvez is gone, and Jason Cole is gone, and and then it turns over, and you have guys here for a while. Schad was here, and then it left, and then came back now. But it's actually, when you think about it, Omar's been there for a long time, and that's good. And Alan Poupar's been there even longer. We actually have on our show exclusively the 2 longest tenured beat writers, pretty much that are there every day on the beat, actually, part of our show. So it's actually pretty good. But it's been kind of a revolving door. And Alan's been there throughout all of that, actually, because he's been on the Dolphin Digest for many years, and obviously doing all kinds of other things, and now being with SI the last couple of years. So good stuff there. But yeah, we've had quite a revolving door of Dolphin beat guys coming in and out. Joe Covillian says, who would have thought that the Jags would have beat the Bills and the Dolphins and going to win tonight? Oh, Dolphins going to win tonight. I hope so, Joe. I hope so. I hope they win tonight, man. It would be a fair. I mean, if we're going to do this late night thing, Sean, and then go home like zombies and then wake up in the morning and try to do another show, I think I would like a win. A win would be a lot easier to do the Friday show. The only thing I'm really glad is that I'm off Saturday and Sunday. Huh? Oh, that's right. We're at Accurate tomorrow. That's right. I'm sorry. We're at Accurate tomorrow. Yeah, well, I mean, but we're still. Yeah, that's right. Not only are we on, but we're on the road tomorrow. Yeah, that's right. I see what you mean by that. Exactly. So I'm going to roll out of bed in a way that I haven't rolled out of bed in a while, man. And so it's crazy stuff. We're going to get Alan Poupar on with us. He'll join us in about 6 minutes. 6 minutes. Dougie Fresh, you're on. Big O, why don't they try Reed Skinnett or Sinnett or Sinner? Well, Lazy Lightsaber, I don't know if you know, but he's not even on the team anymore. A guy named Lazy doesn't know that Reed Sinnett is not on the team anymore. Yep, that's why your lightsaber probably doesn't work often. At least that's what she said. Anyway, remember, you can get in on the program on our text line at 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. That is the text line, especially if you actually know that Reed Sinnett is no longer on the team anymore. If your lightsaber actually works, unlike Lazy's, which is a little gimp. So, I'm just saying, Big O, I'm a big Tua fan, but the more games he misses, the more I'm thinking, let's dump him. Listen, at this point, we can have the discussion of whether he can play or he can't play, right? We can have that discussion. There's no discussion. There's no argument on durability. That's it. It's over. It's been answered. What you saw in Alabama, you're already watching it in the pros, and the kid can't even play an entire season. So that, to me, that's the legitimate the legitimate knock on Tua now at this point. So I can completely understand that if he can't stay healthy, you can't trust him. And listen, that kind of came with the territory. We all knew he wasn't durable. I mean, it's not. You can't sit there and act like you're shocked that he's actually injured. You know what I'm saying? So that's to be expected. Too much expectations on Tua, Robert Kiefert says. He's not the savior, but he has the talent to be successful in the NFL. I agree with you on that. And that's the discussion we can have on whether he can succeed or not. But unfortunately, he's falling, at least a part of his career is already following the trajectory of Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, Jimmy's already proven he can play. And you can win with the guy. But you can't win with the guy overall because he's not dependable. His body can't hold up. So that's the problem, and that's why San Francisco is looking for another quarterback, even though they know Jimmy can play, but Jimmy can't stay healthy. And we're still trying to figure out whether Tua can play or not, and we can argue whether, I think if he had good coaching and a good offensive line, I think he'd be fine. But he doesn't have that. Okay, so now what's the other question? It's durability. And that question's been answered now already. He's not durable. And what happened in Alabama was not freakish. What happened in Alabama was not like bad luck. What happened in Alabama is that he doesn't have the kind of body that can take wear and tear and hits. And this is football. You're going to have to take hits, and you're going to have to get back up again, right? You step into an octagon, you're going to have to take a punch, right? You step into an octagon, you're going to have to get up at times from getting knocked down. Right? I mean, that's kind of part of the game. It comes with the territory. If you're a firefighter, you got to be tough. You got to be mentally tough. You've got to be focused in chaos because you got a burning building and you've got to find a way to stay alive and save somebody. That takes a skill. That takes a temperament. That takes a physical act that a lot of us cannot do because we might be too afraid in that moment to actually do that. Those people are brave as hell, but it's part of the game. You signed up for this. And if you signed up for football, you must be able to take some kind of punishment. If you can't take punishment, don't step into a boxing ring. Don't step on a football field. Don't get into hockey. Don't get into the octagon. That's just kind of part of the game. And unfortunately, Tua is showing us that he does not have the body to withstand the rigors of the NFL. Forget about whether he can play or not. Doesn't matter anymore. Even if he can play like Garoppolo, he can't stay healthy. So we're at a point now, like, why do we need to keep finding out whether he can play or not anymore? If you feel he can't stay healthy, you got your answer. Right? I mean, isn't that the answer right there? I mean, isn't that logic? So that's the conundrum that you're in now. This is the corner that they've been painted into now by drafting this young man, not giving him the support he needs. Now you expose his body, which isn't a durable one, and now look where you're at. So you haven't seen whether he can play or not. You don't have the coaching, you don't have the offensive line, and he doesn't have the durability. It's a terrible mix. As bad as I wanted to be there tonight, glad I saved my money. Would be so disappointed if I flew down there to see Jacoby freaking Brissett. Screw that, Lisa. Lisa, you did right. You know what you should have done with that money is bought the dip that just happened. Get a little more Polygon. You know what I'm saying? That's probably what would, a little Star Atlas. It went down, a little CKB, and I told you guys to get a little CKB, went back over 3 cents. So, there you go. So there. Big O, would you forgive Aaron Rodgers if he gave you one full Bitcoin? Yes. Of course I would forgive Aaron Rodgers if he gave me a full bit. He gave me what's $100, right? Because at least Aaron, let's see where Aaron Rodgers' $100 is. Because we got to keep up with his $100. It's at 102. So he gave me $99 in Bitcoin, so it's at 102 right now. So there, because there's a little bit of a dip in the market. Watch Bitcoin go over 70 over this weekend. You'll see. It'll go over 70. What? We got him? All right. Let's get ready, baby. Let's get ready for our Sports Grill Miami Dolphins Insider. Huh? Oh, it's Joe. I'm sorry. The American Dream Lending Miami Dolphins Weekly Report.
Dolphins fans, buckle up. It's time for the American Dream Lending Miami Dolphins Report with Joe Schad. When you're ready to purchase a new home or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. Call them at 786-802-1727 or online at adreamlending.com. Here's Joe Schad with today's edition of the American Dream Lending Report.
He is Joe Schad, as always, ready to go. Give me a break, okay? Lots of insiders, lots of sponsors. I kind of get confused. I'm a human being. There he is up against the wall, ready to style and ready to drop the knowledge. Joe, let me ask you something. Does it really matter if we need to find out if Tua can play or not, if he's now in the Jimmy Garoppolo zone, where he unfortunately is unreliable because his body is not durable enough? And I was just talking about this before you came on. If you step into the octagon, you got to be able to take punishment. If you step into a boxing ring, you got to be able to take punishment. If you step into a hockey ring, you got to take punishment. And in football, your body has to be somewhat durable. Whether you like it or not, you've got to be able to line up the next day. I mean, freaking Dan Marino blew out his Achilles and never repaired it and just went about his way for the rest of his career. So there has to be a level of toughness, at least at that point. Forget about the argument that we all go back and forth, whether he has support or he doesn't, whether he can play or he doesn't. Are we also at the point that does it really matter because he's not reliable because of his body?
Yeah, Big O, this is obviously a real concern. When you think about Tua Tagovailoa, it's not just that he had a serious hip injury in college. When the Dolphins drafted him, they knew that he didn't have a big frame, he didn't have a big arm, and that he had other injuries, including a hand injury, a leg injury, an ankle injury, multiple ankle injuries. Now in the NFL, he's had a hand injury. He is
rib injury.
A rib injury. He is unfortunately injury prone. You can't say that this is just a streak of bad luck. Some guys just get injured more than others. And when the Dolphins make the decision about whether to ultimately move on from Tua Tagovailoa, his injury history is going to be a factor.
So let me ask you tonight, I mean, what do Dolphins look forward to, Joe? I was kind of talking about just maybe watching Gesicki and watching maybe a couple of individuals hopefully shine and entertain like last week. That I know it was a win, but it wasn't necessarily an entertaining win. But at least Gesicki brought something to the table that you were at least, it was memorable. You know what I'm saying? So What do we look forward to as Dolphin fans tonight?
Well, you get to watch Lamar Jackson, who's obviously a local product, and he's very exciting and he's very electric, but he's also prone throughout his career to make some mistakes. The Dolphins have an opportunity to intercept Lamar Jackson tonight with guys like Byron Jones and Xavier Howard and Javon Holland and Brandon Jones, who are coming on, two young, exciting safety prospects. The Dolphins also have an opportunity to strip Lamar Jackson of the football, guys like Emmanuel Ogbah and Andrew Van Ginkel, and they can strip the ball from Lamar Jackson because he is prone to fumble. So if the Dolphins are in tonight's game, I think their defense is going to pick up where they left off and create some turnovers.
Let's hope so, man, because that would be really, really good. Are you expecting any changes? Did you see anything so far while they're warming up on the offensive line that gave you anything?
I have not. To be honest, I just got to the stadium.
Okay.
One of the offensive linemen indicated at one point last week that things had been the same. So I would not be shocked if things are the same on the short week. But it had also been indicated that Greg Little was an option, and certainly he would be an option if dressed to replace either Liam Eichenberg or Jesse Davis if either of those guys were to struggle at tackle. And it's just remarkable that the Dolphins have the guys who are first, second, and third in the entire NFL in offensive lineman pressures allowed. I mean,
and by the way,
that's probably never happened in pro football history. First, second, and third. Guys who haven't even played tackles all year.
That's why I don't believe that all these guys suck. What I do believe is that this is the worst coaching that the Miami Dolphins have ever had, and that's why you have 1, 2, 3. That's a product of terrible coaching. It's almost as hard to completely suck in the draft just like completely hit in the draft. So I don't believe all these guys are terrible. I believe their coaching, their decision-making is when you guys ask an offensive line coach, is Robert Hunt a guard or a tackle? And he goes, I don't know. That just tells me all I need to know about this guy right here. And so for me, Pepe Le Pew at offensive line coach is just not getting it done. And I think that's what's ultimately hurt this team. For you to have the worst 3 offensive linemen, I think it just comes down to fundamentals, man. It comes down to teaching.
Lem Jean-Pierre appears to have been put in a position to fail. He's a young, up-and-coming offensive line coach, but he probably shouldn't have been the Dolphins' offensive line coach in 2021. Just because he hasn't done a good job this year doesn't mean he can't be a good offensive line coach one day. The point I will make to you is that he shouldn't have been put in this position to coach all these first and second year players. Exactly. In the same way, Chan Gailey, George Godsey, and Charlie Fry shouldn't have been put into the situation as the triple-headed offensive coordinator. It was stupid. It was always dumb. It was always dumb. It had no chance to work. Anybody could see that. Anybody. Yeah. Anybody at the stadium tonight would tell you that that's a dumb idea.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, there's no doubt it was a dumb idea. If it would have been the way I thought it was, that, it actually gets relayed just straight from one guy. But if it becomes a committee crap, I mean, give me a break. That just becomes ridiculous that you're actually even trying to do something like that when you only have 25 seconds to make that decision because the clock cuts off at the 15-second mark. So after that, the quarterback's on his own. You know what I'm saying? So it just would be crazy to do something like that. Joe, when we look at this game tonight, how badly did you pick the victory for the Ravens in this one?
I'm sorry, I'm in an area that I probably shouldn't be sitting. But if you asked about tonight's ball game, I picked the Ravens to win by 8 points. Now earlier in the week, the point spread was somewhere in that 6-7 range. I think it's around 8 now. So I'm right around the point spread. I do think the Dolphins, as Vegas does, I do think they have a chance to be in this game in the fourth quarter. I think that the Ravens are not a dominant NFL team. They're a team that other teams have hung with, like the Lions. All right, you can throw the ball on the Ravens. and you can force the Ravens into turnovers. And even though the Ravens blitz a lot, they are not a big sack team. And that gives the Dolphins a chance because you don't want to face big-time sack teams with this offensive line.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. By the way, the line now is minus 8.5 for Baltimore.
So I got the Dolphins covering. I would stick with the Dolphins covering, although I gave you some bad betting advice last week. I won't bring
Yes, you did. Yes, you did, by the way.
It's the last time I give betting advice on Salvon Ahmed.
Yeah, although I thought about you because, let's have a little fun here. Rushing yards, you want to laugh. Salvon Ahmed, over and under 18.5 yards.
Oh, they lowered it.
Gaskin is 41.5.
All right, I would take the Gaskin because it's obvious that the Dolphins are afraid to use Ahmed because they don't think he can block as well as Gaskin. And every single move they make at this point is around trying to keep their quarterback alive. Can you imagine if Brissett gets hurt and then an injured Tua has to come in? I mean, to be honest, that would, first of all, be interesting. And second of all, give Tua a chance to overcome the skeptics and the doubters and the critics. Let's see a little heroism.
It went down to 40.5 now, the line for Gaskin. And by the way, the one that actually is, I hate to do this because it's against the Dolphins, but Devonta Freeman over and under is only 46.5 yards. I think he's going to go over. And Lamar Jackson is 68.5.
Yeah, they like Lamar Jackson as the running quarterback. And it's interesting to see, the Dolphins would prefer to go with the man-to-man press that they've had some success with.
Right.
And that's a better matchup for Lamar Jackson, who's good against the zone. But if you go man-to-man, Lamar takes off, and now you have your back turned to the quarterback.
Yep,
so
exactly.
That's something to watch tonight. Do you go man-to-man with a spy?
That is just unfortunate. All right, Joe. Appreciate you as always. Great insight, my friend. Enjoy the game. Drive safe home. We will catch you throughout the week here on the American Dream Lending Miami Dolphins Weekly Report. Thank you, sir.
All right. See you, Big O.
You got it. There you go. The great Joe Schad, baby. He's at the game, just loving life, man. All right. That's a good. Oh, wait a minute. That's our American Dream Lending Miami Dolphins Report.
When you're ready to purchase a new home or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today, 786-802-1727 or online at adreamlending.com.
Right, we are back as always. Appreciate Joe Schad joining us here on the program. By the way, at 7:10, former Dolphin offensive lineman Keith Sims will be joining us. So we'll have some fun with Keith. We'll talk a little bit about the Dolphins. Jeff Osman, man, is killing us. He has Ravens 49, Dolphins 2. Holy crap. Wow. Oh, damn. Holy moly. Wow, I'm going to fall asleep in the second half.
I find it interesting. He thinks we're going to get a safety on Lamar Jackson.
I know that. Well, that's actually, yeah, you're right about that. Yeah. We'll get the safety. Schad gets good Wi-Fi in the truck stop bathroom. Let's see. I want some of what Joe Schad is smoking. Yeah, well, what can I tell you, brother? So that means we have a chance with Tua. Yeah, if only he was playing. Joe, get out of the Tootsie's kitchen, brah. I love it. Let's see. Lamar Jackson on my fantasy team. So I've got that going for me tonight, says St. Michael. Yeah, you definitely have it because he's going to run all over the place on the Dolphins right now, man. This is one of those scary nights, man. This is one of those scary nights. This is one of those nights where you have to just pray for the ultimate performance by the team. Basically, is what you've got to hope for. Unfortunately, let's see what else do we have here. What up, Big O? Thanks for the crypto talk. Would never got in without your guidance. Miami Coin working with all of the other state coins. There you go. Miami Coin. And if you got in on Miami Coin recently, it went down to like 192, and now it's back up to like 230. So those of you that took advantage, and I hope you got my link because you also got $50 of free of Bitcoin if you're able to do that, which is actually pretty cool. But I know that Miami coin right now went back up again. It's at, let me see, 237 now. So it has been climbing and climbing all throughout the day today, getting back into the mix. So that's pretty cool. Star Atlas went back up to 18, and then it went back down a little bit. It's at 1717 right now. I got back into Star Atlas a little bit more when it got to 16. I ended up getting a little more Star Atlas there on OK Coin. So I'm looking forward to watching that grow. The Star Atlas one is a long-term hold that I'm going to have. And then CKB I got on this dip. I ended up getting a little more CKB and a little more Polygon on this dip because it's been a sweet dip here. Because I know that with this dip, crypto's about to explode, and I mean it's already exploding. But I mean Bitcoin is about to take a nice ride to 70 plus over this weekend. I really believe that. So you'll see starting tonight, tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday. I think you're going to see the crypto market go up a lot. And let me tell you something. I still think Polygon right now is the steal of crypto right now. The steal. If you have a crypto.com account, I mean, this is what I would do is I would load up more on Polygon and stake it at 10% because that thing is going to soar. And then you're also going to get the 10% and it multiplies like rabbits. Trust me, I've been staking Polygon now for several months and I've earned so much extra Polygon. It's awesome. It really is. And when that thing blows up, all that extra Polygon that you're being given is going to be worth so much money. All the crow I've earned over the last year, and I earned a lot of it while it was at 10, 12, 14 cents, 15 cents. Now it's at 34, 35 cents. So all that crow they gave me more than doubled and even tripled at times. So, that's why I tell you, you've got to make your, the beauty of crypto is you can make it work multiple ways for you. And you just got to, dive in and take advantage. Do your homework and you shall see. Let's see. Zachary says Jacoby is slow and awkward. Yeah, Jacoby is just bad, dude. Let's just cut through the fat. You know what I'm saying? Let's just end the BS. Jacoby just sucks. Okay, it's just not good. He's a mediocre quarterback. He has an incredibly inflated opinion of himself, thinking that he's actually some kind of a starter, but he is a mediocre backup for you, is what he is basically. I thought it was a really good backup, but now when you watch him every day, like they have in Indianapolis, that's probably why they said, yeah, we've seen enough. We're out of here. See you later. We're done. Tua playing makes this game 100 times more exciting. Hope he's not playing, my brother. He's not playing. So it just not a good thing. It looks like he's out for sure for this game. And it kind of makes sense. And, I thought Daniel Yefusi actually made a really good point today on the program that he said, hey, man, it's probably better off to hold him out because you get another 10 days now. And that allows him to rest his ribs and get that finger healthier as much as possible. Well, I guess we're not going to see Greg Little today because Sheldrick Redwine, Elijah Campbell, Darius Hodge, Greg Little, and everybody's favorite, Hunter Long, are all inactive for the Miami Dolphins. How much does Hunter Long suck? I mean, Hunter Long
At this point, though, is it that Hunter Long sucks, or is it just they can't figure out a way to work them into?
It's a great point. Like, you can't trust them. They don't know any better. You're right. Greg Little might be better than everybody on the O-line, and they don't even know. You know what I'm saying?
It was Walter,
I mean, think about it. We have Pepe Le Pew actually like coaching the O-line.
Yeah.
I mean,
the one thing that I'm interested
he's only good at going out to the Casbah, baby. All right, go ahead. What?
No, the one thing I'm interested in is I don't see any receivers, so we got them all, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Fuller and Parker are on the IR anyway.
That's right.
So
we got Williams, Wilson,
yay,
Waddle.
Yay. Well, good there. Waddle, Gesicki is what we have.
Yeah, Gesicki.
That's it. Waddle and Gesicki. I don't know what else we have. Oh, you know what? Matt Collins.
And Matt Collins.
Damn, in a game like you want toughness.
Did they call back up Kirk Merritt too? Is he back up?
Yes, he's up. He's up. So I hope they use Kirk Merritt. There you go. That's something I'd like to see. I'd like to see Kirk Merritt in the mix. I'd like to see Mac Hollins. I love Mac Hollins, man. I understand that Mac Hollins is not the most talented receiver in the NFL. I get all of that. I can live with that. But I don't mind. Look, Jim Jensen wasn't a great athlete. But, dude, he was smart enough that he found the holes in the defense, and he caught everything in sight and moved the chains. And
he was my favorite Dolphin, by the way.
Who, Jim Jensen?
That's why I wore the number 11 for that reason.
Okay. Well, I mean, who doesn't love Jim Jensen?
Crash.
Anybody that watched Jim Jensen loves Jim Jensen, period. Any of us. Okay, young Dolphins don't know what the hell we're talking about. But old Dolphins that watch Jim Jensen, they all say we have immense respect for the guy. You know what I mean? And for a short time, what was the name of the little slot receiver that we had here that went to Cleveland, and the poor kid had some mental issues? And he was a really good, he wasn't the most gifted kid, but because he was so tough-minded, he excelled. And there have been those kind of, Bernie Parmalee. Bernie Parmalee wasn't the most talented running back ever, but he was a solid football player, and he helped you out at times. Devon Best, thank you very much, all of you out there. As always, you guys are awesome, keeping everything up. George Albanese and Zook and Dola and Bud and all of you, OZ and James, thank you all out there for loading it up there and helping me out. But over the years, we've had certain Dolphin players, and every football team has it, that there are a couple of those guys that they might not be the most gifted guys, but they're terrific football players, and they help you on a consistent basis. You know who tends to get that all the time? Stinking Belichick. Belichick finds guys that you look at and you go, well, he's not that gifted, but damn, dude, he keeps burning us. He keeps playing well, and it's because he's smart. Shula did that a lot too. Shula had guys around him that sometimes they weren't the best, but they were smart. They were tough, and that's kind of what I want out of. That's why I want Mac Hollins on the roster. That's why I want Mac Hollins on this team starting, because you need somebody tough. You need somebody that is going to be a football player out there at times. And for me, Mac Hollins is that guy, Curtis says, Big O is pumped tonight. It's Dolphin football, man. No matter what it is, I know I might be depressed at the end of the night because they lost or whatever, but I love my team, man. I love talking Dolphins. I love covering the Dolphins. I've been doing it for 31 years. You know what I mean? So it's just something that, it's in my blood, watching the Dolphins since I was a child. So I know we're outmatched tonight. I know that our coaching staff isn't very good. I know our quarterback stinks, but what am I supposed to do? Sit here and just be, a bitter SOB the whole time? I'll give you the reality. If I don't think they're going to win, I'll tell you what the issues are. But, I'm not, I'm pumped, man. It's Dolphins, and I'm looking forward to it, and I'm hoping for the best. And as much as I think Brissett is, a jabroni, just a guy, a jag, I hope he plays the game of his life. You know what I mean? I hope so. Brian Hartline, by the way, was not an ultra-talented guy. Had a couple 1,000-yard seasons here. Why? Because he had balls. He had toughness. You know what I mean? Just effort, heart. That's all. It wasn't because he's Mark Clayton, because Brian Hartline in his dreams couldn't be Mark Clayton. Mark Clayton can soar, can fly, can catch, is freakishly strong. Mark Clayton was an athlete of all athletes. That's different, Brian Hartline was not. I'm not telling you he was great or anything. I admired the toughness. I admired the blue collar. I admired the lunch pail. You know what I mean? Should he be your number one wide receiver like it was at those days? No. But you know what I'm saying. I still have to admire the kid's toughness that he brought to the table. And that's what Mac Hollins brings. And that's why that's why I've been clamoring for him to be in the lineup for months now. Now it's months, actually. You know that now. Now that we're like in week 10 now, this is it. It's months now that I've been clamoring for Mac Hollins. Months. So let's hope he does end up playing when it's all said and done. Lorenzo says, me too, Big O. We bleed aqua and orange. Always, man. Always, Lorenzo. And nice to hear you and see you on the chat board, my brother. I appreciate you. Ronnie says, how many years were the original Browns were before they became the Ravens? I forgot when Modell left and packed his stuff from Cleveland and went to Baltimore. Man, I want to say it was either very early 90s. I want to say it was like, I'm gonna take a guess and go 91. I thought the 80s was, oh no, wait a minute. No, you're right. It's the 80s because it was the Colts. 96? Okay, right, the Ravens. So then it was the other one that was the one before that when what was it? Was it Baltimore leaving to Indianapolis, right? Is that what we're talking about? Yeah, that's what was back in the 80s. And then Cleveland went to Baltimore. That's what it was. Right, 96 it was? Well, I thought it was early 90s. AH360, thank you for the love on the super chat. Thank you. Remember, we got the links there for Cash App and Venmo, Cash Big O Show, or just hit the links. There you go. If you're listening to the podcast at any time, you can make a donation to help us grow at Cash Big O Show. AH360 says, would Omar Kelly say Brian Hartline was tough? Oh, he doesn't say Gesicki's tough, so I probably not, dude. You know, Gesicki doesn't fall into the tough department for Omar Kelly because he can't block, which is that's not a sign of toughness. That's a sign of strength and ability that's not his forte, unfortunately, but he's a terrific pass. Look, man, Gesicki blowing out his shoulder last year and coming back and catching that one-handed ball down the middle of the field last year. That's all I need to know. That's as tough as they come. You know why? I blew out my shoulder. I had a second-degree AC joint sprain, and let me tell you, Sean, that is so. Well, you wrestled. You had to have blown something out at one point or another, shoulder or something.
Yeah, I popped the shoulder out.
Yeah.
And, slammed it against the wall to get it back in.
Get it back in, but AC joint, bro, oh my God.
Yeah.
It is painful. I still have the bone protruding out because I didn't keep it in the sling like I was supposed to, so the bone stays out a little bit more than it normally would be. So it's kind of my shoulder. When on my shoulder, you'll see like a lump, and it's like, hey, what the hell's wrong with you? You know,
tough guy you are.
Hey, wait a minute. I blew out the AC joint in a football game, and I kept playing with one arm, and I was the quarterback and receiver at times. So
you were the quarterback throwing to yourself as a receiver?
No, I ran some plays, and I threw a lot, actually. I threw most of the time I was throwing because usually I played quarterback when I played.
So you were Gesicki before Gesicki?
Yes, I was Gesicki before Gesicki at Tropical Park with a blown AC joint. I didn't know it was that bad. It was painful, but I kept playing and trying, and I could only do things with one hand and all that. But, you know, I think Gesicki saw my tape and was inspired. He was inspired.
You're an inspiration to us.
That's it.
It was 1984, the Colts to the Ravens.
You know.
Colts to Indianapolis was 1984. So
that's it. Hey, we display broadcast toughness here on this show all the time, okay? You tell me how many guys can actually fly to Atlanta, go do a heavy metal show, come back the next morning and rock and roll for 3 hours. You tell me how many of those people will do. You got guys that'll do a game tonight, and they may not even show up the next morning because they're so tired. You know, that kind of stuff. Oh, my God, I've got to talk for 30 minutes an hour with 30 minutes of commercials. Oh, it's so torturous. Radio is about, when you do this, radio is so easy because we're going to be on now. We're right now on a 44-minute streak of talking with practically no breaks. You know what I'm saying? They don't do that in radio, you know? So, yeah, that's the kind of stuff that goes on. Big O Greer did his due diligence, but yet again, here we are. Well, I mean, listen, As much as I can defend Greer or try to, unfortunately, he hired the coach, and the coach can't build a staff. So this is going to cost everybody in the end. I mean, they'll both come back next year. I've seen this story before. They'll try to save their jobs, but I have very little hope, unfortunately, because Flo hasn't shown me he can actually build a staff. And let me tell you, I think I'm onto something in the morning when I told you that the Dolphins, if there are any good assistant coaches out there, they need to go bribe them. They need to overpay them so much that they'll come here to help Flo turn this thing around. That's the only way that everybody will be saved. But if they come back with the same jabronis at coaching, then there's no way you're going to ever, get there, because they've already proven that they're not good enough at this level. That's the sad part. But they're going to have to literally overpay badly and see if they can talk people into coming here and trying to fix all of this. Kyle Singer says, miss you, Big O. Why would you miss me, Kyle? I'm here every day. I've gone nowhere. I've been here the whole time. So join us every day, Kyle. Welcome aboard, Kyle. And if you miss me, come on out over here to Sports Grill on Bird Road, and we'll hang out and talk some sports. Would love to. Would love to meet all of you. So come on out here and join us, man. Big O, do you think Tua is tanking on the Dolphins? No, dude. Tua has to play. Tua needs to play to raise his value and get the hell out. And the Dolphins need him to play so they can raise his value and try to trade him. So, no, this doesn't stop with the Oliver Stone theories. I get it, dude. I get we're in this whole thing because of vaccines and everything else. People are coming up with all these silly-ass theories that have no basis and no proof. And there's nothing there either. So stop already with all of that. Tua needs to play, and the Dolphins need him to play. The bottom line is, nothing has changed with Tua. He's injury prone and broken down. That's who he is. That's who he's been all throughout his football career. He's had injuries, unfortunately. So what's going on now is not a matter of, he's trying to not play or anything. That kid needs to play because everybody thinks he can't play and he can't stay healthy. So he has to fight staying healthy and actually proving that he can play. He has no trade value right now. You're going to get very little. So it doesn't help the Dolphins to bench him, and it doesn't help Tua to bench himself, because eventually you'll end up in a terrible place again. Miami Mike, thank you, sir, for a little love on the super chat. Appreciate you. Says, Big O, rain or no rain, I wish our hometown fans would show up and show some bowls and out for the Miami Dolphins. Miami Mike, in a perfect world, I understand what you're saying, but it's decades of futility. And it's fans that are constantly paying their money. And tonight, knowing that there's a 50% chance of rain, that means you're going to get wet and you may lose and it may be an ugly game. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, do I want to get a cold or whatever, or risk getting a cold, all of that for this, or do I stay home and watch, or do I come to Sports Grill and enjoy some delicious wings, some great food, a great atmosphere? I think, I get it. I get it. I understand. And listen, here's one thing, Mommy Mike. The days of you had discretionary income and you're like, well, I'm going to support my team because I'm going to support my team. No. People work hard for their money, man. You've got to give them the return on their dollar. So if you're going to invest in a team, you need to get return. If not, I'll go to a concert. I'll go to a nice restaurant. I'll hang out with my family. I'll have a cookout at home on my big-ass screen and spend a fraction of the money, and I'll have steaks and ribs for everybody, and we'll have a good time. There's a lot of options in South Florida for entertainment dollar. That's why the Heat bust their ass every year to be great. Find a way to try to give you an entertaining product. And so we're at a point nowadays where you can't expect people to say, oh, yeah, no, I'm going to support the Canes just because I'm going to support the Canes. No, dude, if you don't entertain, I'm not going. And I get it. It's a lot of money to pay for parking, for the tickets, for the food. What's up, baby? Thank you for coming. Appreciate you. Thank you. You know, it's one of those deals where you got to understand that the consumer, when you go buy a car, you want to make sure you get your money's worth, right? When you go to a restaurant, you want to make sure you get the food that you order, that it's good, that it's fresh, that it's cooked well. When you buy shoes, you don't want those things to fall apart, right? You don't want Bobos. They go for $1.99. Bobos, they make your feet feel fine. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to buy those, right? Right? So you want your money's worth. So I get when people are saying, you know what, I'm not going to go see this product. It's not good. The Marlins aren't doing it. They're not spending their money and buying players. Why am I going to spend money and buy tickets and sit in the stands and pay for parking and pay for the concessions and pay for your $10 beer? Dude, for $10, I can have a six-pack of beer at home, and I never left, and I didn't spend anything. No gas, no parking, no nothing. I just got me a six-pack. That same six-pack cost me $60 at the stadium. So I can't blame the consumer when they're not getting their money's worth. And that's the job of all these professional teams. Create a product that is worth the money that you're going to spend. Because you work hard as hell for your money, man. Everybody that's here in Sports Girl works hard as hell for their money. You know what I mean? That's why they came to have a good meal and out and enjoy the games. And by the way, come on out, man. We got to get the Panthers game on, man. 7:00, baby. Got to get the Panthers on. We'll have the Heat on at 10:00 tonight. So that way, if the Dolphin game's a little depressing, we'll kick on the Heat, and then that'll bring your spirits up a little bit. You see what I'm saying? And you order another beer here at Sports Grill. That's what you do. We're set to go. All right. It's a beautiful thing. All right, let's go. Let's bring aboard, baby, the man, the myth, the legend. That is Keith Sims, former Dolphin offensive lineman, former great. I got the pleasure to cover him when he was a player. Let's bring him aboard. Keith Sims.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
All right, we're back, baby. By the way, Panthers and Penguins are scoreless. Right now we're watching it, which I love. Up the Panthers game. Now we can watch that a little bit. We got Panthers and Heat and Dolphins tonight. It's actually a really good night in sports. Yeah. There he is, baby, the legend. The man that is killing it in crypto. That is Keith Sims.
Thanks to you. What's up, Big O? And that's all thanks to you. You are my crypto teacher, and I am a good student. So thank you for all the advice.
You're too kind, brother. You're too kind, my friend. Tonight, what are we looking forward to? Because I was kind of talking about maybe individuals like, Gesicki. I know last week we got a win, but it was fun to watch Gesicki do his thing. You know what I'm saying? So as a former player and a guy that I'm sure you're watching your fellow offensive linemen struggle quite a bit, what are you looking forward to tonight?
Well, I think it starts with redemption for this offensive line. We all can agree they didn't play very well Sunday. They did get the win, which is the most important thing. But tonight, with the entire country watching, they want to come out there and play well. Baltimore traditionally has a big bully type of defense, but this is not the traditional Baltimore Ravens that you expect. So I think they can do some things if they can show up the pass protection. Number one, I think it's got to be mentally. Too many busts, too many guys coming through, unblocked, unaccounted for. And I think that's a direct relationship of the fact that you've had so many different moving parts in there, so many guys interchangeable. different centers, it seems like every week. You've had guys moving around the line, and hopefully tonight they can settle down, simplify it, keep it simple, and give their quarterback a little bit of time.
Keith, I'm gonna talk about something that sometimes players they hate the label, but sometimes it happens, and it's called injury prone. And so when we see that Tua's missing another game, and you know what, Keith, we can all have the discussion about whether we think he can play or not. I'm one of the guys that thinks he can play, but he has no support around him, coaching and all that. If he actually was I think if he was in New Orleans, he would be a productive quarterback, actually, because Sean would understand how to use him. But, okay, having said all that, forget about whether he can play or not. We can have that discussion. Bottom line is he's not durable. And he hasn't even been able to play 16 games. And in 16 games, he's had already 2 different injuries. And I talked about this where if you're going to step into the octagon, you got to take punishment. If you're going to be on a hockey rink, you got to be able to take punishment. If you're going to be on a football field, dude, you played with all kinds of screwed up injuries. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
so are we at a point now where, well, we don't even know if he can or cannot play, but we know he's kind of like Jimmy Garoppolo. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I do, and I understand. And Shula's favorite thing to say to us was you cannot make the club from the top. You know, guys who are injured have a hard time making the roster to begin with, let alone being productive for the team. And when you're the starting quarterback, the team needs you out there. Now, I don't know if these injuries are because the offensive line has let him down, because I know when we played, none of us, not a single one of us, wanted to be the guy that got Marino hurt. So I think this offensive line has got to adopt that attitude and say, not on my watch, and it won't be my guy that puts my quarterback, in a position to be out of the game. So, Tua's got to get healthy. I can tell you, I was one cheering when the Dolphins drafted him 5th overall. I thought he was going to be the next great franchise quarterback for the Dolphins, and I'm not ready to give up on him yet. He's got to do his part and be healthy, and the Dolphins have to do their part, particularly at offensive line, and protect their quarterback. I'd rather have 10 holding calls than 10 hits on my quarterback.
Amen to that. So then you're from the same school as I am, that if he had a Sean Payton and he was in New Orleans might be headed to the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm not going to badmouth the coaching staff. I mean, it is time to question some of the things they're doing, whether they're simplifying the offense to make it easier for Tua to succeed. He hasn't had his receivers. He hasn't had his offensive line. He hasn't had a running game. Those 3 things, with those 3 misses, it's really hard to be productive as a starting quarterback when you don't have any of those 3 things. He doesn't have his, the only guy that's performed besides Waddle is probably Gesicki. And defenses can start to take that away from you if there's no factor of the running game. So I think we need to give Tua more time. He's got to get healthy. And I'm glad he's not trying to go out there with a bad hand, because if you put bad film on tape, all it's going to do is add fuel to the fire of all those people who are starting to doubt him right now. It's too early to doubt him. Give him the rest of the season, get healthy, and show us what he can do for this team.
What can Brian Flores do to kind of straighten this thing out over the next 8 games in your eyes? Because, the first 2 years, things were beautiful. We were watching a nice trajectory like we've been watching with crypto lately. But now it's crashed, dude. I mean, it's crashed rapidly. And so, I'm just wondering what do you need to see from Flo? Because one of the things that I measure a great coach by, and I'm sure you're going to agree with this, is the staff you build. Part of being a great coach is you've got to be able to bring the right people around you that can help you, because one coach cannot do it all. And whether it was Shula or Chuck Noll or Tom Landry or Bill Belichick or whoever you look, or Pete Carroll or whatever you look around the league, usually they're surrounded with pretty damn good assistant coaches. So what's Flo got to do to fix this, man?
Well, I think it's, we talk a lot about players being on the clock and being on the watch, and they've got to step up and perform. Well, it's time for the coaching staff to put these players in the best position possible. What a story it would be if you're the offensive line coach, the young offensive line coach for the Dolphins, and you redeem this offensive line. And for the second half of the season, they continue to get better. They find a running game. They don't have the blown protections that they've had in the first half of the season. If we can see growth out of the offensive line, to me, that's going to be part on the players, but also part on the coaching staff. So I think when we talk about players auditioning for the rest of the season, this coaching staff is auditioning for their jobs right now. And I think both groups have to come together and decide, hey, we're going to find a way to win no matter what. And luckily, the schedule after tonight is very favorable the next couple of weeks. So not that they're going to be easy games, but when you face the Jets twice and you got the Giants on the schedule, those are winnable games that if you play your best and play up to your ability, you can win. And winning can be contagious. If they reel off 3, 4, 5 victories, it's a different feel of the season than only 2 victories. We're sitting here right now with 7 losses.
All right, we'll wrap it up with this. The great Keith Sims joining us, talk a little Dolphins and Ravens. And in a way, you didn't have the concerns nearly as much as maybe these guys do right now, because every week you lined up and there was a dude named Dan Marino with you. And so, you guys always felt like you had a chance. We block, we give him time. He'll get it done for us. We're all right. And everybody else has to do their jobs. And then this is Thursday night. So what are players thinking in that locker room? Where do they find the confidence? Because obviously you guys always had Shula and Marino and your intelligence and you and Webb and all that kind of stuff. So there were things that you guys could hang your hat on. These guys don't have a lot of that. Where are they going to find the confidence for a game like tonight?
Well, I think it's a great thing they're coming off a victory on Sunday, even though we can all say it was a sloppy game, 5 turnovers. They only scored 17 points, but they found a way to win that football game. And like I said, winning can be contagious. And sometimes when you're on a losing streak, you forget that feeling of what it feels like to walk off that field victorious. So I know they felt that Sunday. It was only a couple days ago. And I think that could be fuel to the fire, say, hey, we want to feel that same way. And on a short week, I think that gives them a better opportunity than if they were facing Baltimore on Sunday. Baltimore went into overtime on Sunday. They played 3 overtime games this season. Went
a little quiet there. All right, froze. Wait a minute. We froze. Huh? Okay, Keith, you're froze a little bit there. Let's see.
I may have lost you.
There we go. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. I'm sorry, my internet's down. They're working on my internet. That's why I'm outside right now on my cell phone. So I was saying this game, piggybacking on last week's victory a couple days ago, this team can take that energy and that feeling that they finally felt that relief and say, hey, we don't want to lose again. And on a short week, I think this is that opportunity where the Dolphins can possibly sneak up on a tired Baltimore Ravens team that went to the 3rd overtime game this weekend, that had to travel on short week, no practice. Hey, if it's a close ball game, we always know, just keep it close. Keep it within a score of under 7, and all you need is one play that could turn the tide.
Love it. Follow him on Twitter, by the way, if you want, KSims69. Keith, as always, appreciate the friendship, appreciate the time, as always, my friend. Enjoy the game. Let's cross our fingers and let's hope for the best.
Yeah. Got it crossed, and I'll be watching the game as I'm watching our crypto, buddy.
You know it, baby. You know it. It's climbing. All right, Keith, you be good, baby. Take it easy.
Have a good night.
You got it. There you go, the great Keith Sims. All right, 1 hour down. We got one more to go. Let's take a break. Lisa Johnson is set to join us at 7:45 from Our Turf Football. So we'll have a nice Dolphin conversation with her. She covers the team on a daily basis. She does an excellent job, got great opinions always. She knows her football. Always love having Lisa on. So we'll have her on at 7:45. I got Sean Stanley by my side. We're at Sports Grill on Bird Road in 114th. We'll take a break. Give us a couple minutes. Hour number 2 is next.
This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available, from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O Show. Judge, you tuned in to the hottest sports radio.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
Lando, a.k.a. the Big O. He covers all the South Florida teams.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Dolphins to the heat, well, you know what I mean. Monday to Friday, lollipop blow in the...
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Show on the radio, the top's where we gonna go, Miami, that's the way we roll.
Folks, you can support the hardest working sports talk show in South Florida through Cash App or Venmo. Just search Cash Big O Show. Support us through Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. We thank you for your incredible support.
On the morning show, Big O, no one has a similar show. Talk sports, talk plays, talk...
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Live and direct, because nobody do it better than Big O in the set. For sunrise, listen live.
When you're ready to purchase a new home or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee, and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today. 786-802-1727 or online at adreamlending.com. You need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient. There's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available, from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends. The viewpoints, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Welcome back, folks. Thank you for hanging in there as always. Give me a little bit of a rest here. Appreciate all of you. 855-912-1056 is the text line. Don't forget, folks, to smash the like button. Obviously, you can follow us everywhere from YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Big O Radio Show. So make sure you follow us there. Spread the word. Appreciate all of you out there. Thank you for coming by. Appreciate it. Appreciate everybody that's come by. By the way, the damn Penguins scored against the Panthers. We got our Panthers in a little bit of a funk here, right? The boys got to get out of that funk, and Heat too. I need the Heat to win tonight. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the line is for the Heat game tonight. I know that the Heat were favored. I think the Sixers were favored, if I'm correct. Clippers, I'm sorry. Sixers. Clippers. Clippers are favored by 5.5 now. It went up. I thought it was 4.5. So I went up to 5.5 now. It looks like it. Wow. Damn. I wonder if I should take Miami in this one. Huh? Is Butler out for sure? They said it already? Oh, okay. All right. So, that's probably it. Without Butler, I wouldn't. Yeah, that's probably not it. One benefit from this season, we're sure to see the Dolphins prominently featured in their opponents' 2021 highlight videos. Yeah, you're right about that. you are right about that, my friend. Yes, I can't argue with that one. What else do we have here? What else? Let's see on the, you guys are, I can't watch it. Oh, okay. That's the YouTube link. I will check that out for the gentleman that told me he sent me the YouTube link. I will check it out. I appreciate all of you. Leon Fresco giving us a little love on the super chat. He says, hoping the Fins tank for San Diego punter. Oh, Lord, yeah, that's all we need. Let's tank for a San Diego punter, right? That's all we need, bro. Let's tank for a San Diego punter. Mark Cox, thank you, sir, for giving us a little love on Venmo. Very nice. He says, looking forward to watching the game with you tonight. Appreciate it, Marks. Thank you. I don't know where he is here in the place, so appreciate it. Very nice of him for reaching out to us and giving us a little love here on the Venmo. As always, thank you out there. Let's see, what else do we have going on? I'm watching 5 minutes left, by the way, in the first period, with the Penguins leading the Panthers 1-0. Lisa Johnson is set to join us in about 12 minutes. So we will talk a little Dolphins and Ravens tonight. Fins Up is asking, Dolphins are doing this to Tua purposely. If he was good to finish the Buffalo game, he's good enough to start, not buying this injury. Well, I get it, dude. Fins Up, we're in the era of let's create all kinds of, controversies that don't exist. Let's come up with theories that you have zero proof of. You know what I'm saying? So that's, it's kind of where we're at now in today's world. If you don't want to believe it, you just don't believe it, and then you think there's something going on, but you have zero proof. Meanwhile, logic tells you Tua needs to play. The Dolphins need him to play. The Dolphins don't benefit. Think about this. Okay, if Tua's the better quarterback, why would Brian Flores try to lose more games and bury himself more in the abyss? He's going to – Brian has shown you from day one that he does everything to try to win a game. So the dude must think that the kid is too hurt to help him, so he's got to go with jabroni. You know, just let common sense sit in. Why come up with an Oliver Stone theory that has nothing, no proof, nothing? Just like all these QAnon idiots. Same thing. They come up with theories with zero substance. But this is the way of the world now. That's all. It's like, okay, well, no, there's got to be something behind it. Meanwhile, every indication tells you that he needs to play. The last thing Greer and Flo need are more losses. And you're guaranteed to lose more with Brissett than you are with Tua. South Florida Don, thank you, sir, for a little love on the super chat. Let's see. Alan says this will be the Ravens blowout, 63-3 after a 3-0 lead. Oh, God. 60 unanswered points. Okay. All right. Damn, that's painful. Big O, what is the real reason for the 180 with Flores? Who, for me? It's just the consistency of sucking, the consistency of, you're sticking and making bad decisions. I'm just, I'm kind of out already in patience with Flores. And I don't think he can build a staff. That's really, in the end, see, Dola, that's my problem. I worry now with Flo. If you can't build a staff, you'll never win. You just won't. Thank you. It's impossible. Flo can't coach every position. He can't fix every problem. He can't call all the offensive plays. He can't coach the offensive line. I'm sure he didn't learn enough from Dante Scarnecchia to start becoming a great offensive line coach. So if he can't build a coaching staff, I have an incredibly hard time believing that he's even going to have a chance to, really be able to succeed here. And that's my problem. And without a staff, I mean, that's something that Shula constantly had, man. Constantly had good people working with him. What were you going to say, Sean?
Panthers goal.
Oh, nice. Who ended up scoring?
I missed it. I looked up. It was 1-1.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Well, that's nice to see them answer, man. We need the Panthers to win tonight. I mean, it's not an easy thing to beat Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh, but it would be nice if they can pick up a victory. They need they need to stop the bleeding a little bit here. And I know we're super spoiled with the 10-0-1 start, so it's got to balance out a little bit. You're going to lose some games. You're not going to run the table, but still, it's pretty nice to see. Bobrovsky, by the way, is between the pipes tonight. So Xavier says they're losing with Tua or without. You're probably right. But at least with Tua, there's at least some kind of hope. There's something to look at. With Brissett, it gives you no hope, and you don't care what he does because it means nothing. He's just a backup. It's not like there's any kind of a future, with Jacoby Brissett. That's the thing. They still have to go out and get another quarterback, unfortunately. And that's going to be a head scratcher for the front office and the head coach, that they're going to have to go out and get their third quarterback in 4 years. That doesn't instill a lot of confidence. Just hoping we don't get blown out too bad on national television. Josue, that's exactly, I'm kind of thinking the same thing. I just don't want it to be 62-7. I don't want it to be one of those kind of games where you have no shot and you look so inept that it's just embarrassing nationwide and people are just laughing. You know what I mean? I'd like to see an inspired effort where you look at the team and you say, all right, there's some stinking pride in what's going on with the Dolphins today. That's what I want to see, a lot of pride on the field today. I guess you got to overcome a lot of bad coaching, but I want to see some pride. Jordan says Flores is not the guy, period. Boyer is not a DC, and don't get me started with the Three Stooges at OC. Jordan, nobody can argue with anything you said right there because everything you said has been proven. Nobody can argue with it because none of it's been proven wrong. Joel says, Big O, on game day, I'm a blind-ass fan. I feel like we're going to win this, man. May the stars align for the Dolphins. Are into Mana Decentraland. Yes.
Blind-ass fan alert. Look out, everyone. We've got a blind-ass fan coming through.
Sean just gave you a blind-ass fan alert on that one. But yes, I've been into Mana for a long time. I've been telling you guys about Decentraland for a long time. So yes, I do have Mana, and I've watched it explode, which is very nice. I'm very happy with that. And then I got Star Atlas. And I talked about Star Atlas, Joel. Star Atlas is going to be the competition for Mana. Star Atlas is a metaverse game just like Decentraland, but apparently it's taking it to the next level. And apparently it's even more user-friendly. I don't do any of this metaverse stuff, but I've read into it. And so Star Atlas, which you can find on OK Coin that I've told you about Miami Coin, and use my link so you can get $50 of free Bitcoin. It's on my Twitter page. So you can enjoy a little free Bitcoin. But Star Atlas right now is at 1731 right now. It had a little bit of a dip. I told people about it a week ago when it was at 15. And it went all the way up to 19. And then there was this little market correction. And it went back down to 16. I got a little bit more when it got to 16. Now it's up to 17. And it's going to continue to climb. Star Atlas is one that you want to look at. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a dude that loves crypto and, reads up on it and studies it like crazy. That doesn't mean I'm perfect. Doesn't mean I'm going to be right. I'm probably going to be wrong sometimes too. But I like Star Atlas as a hedge against Mana. And I can enjoy my Mana profits, which I've already taken off. I've already gotten out my initial investment. So I'm fine. I'm playing with house money now. But I'm doing this now with Star Atlas because I think Star Atlas, the game will not be ready for 2 more years. So this is I didn't even expect it to start climbing. When I told people about it last week at 15, I didn't really expect it to climb much. That's why I didn't want to go crazy about it. But it went up to 19, which was amazing. So now I would tell you that you should, if you want to, you can invest in it, but it's a long-term hold. This is not a pump and dump. This is not something you're looking to dump in the next month or two. This is a long-term hold that a year from now, you're going to go, holy crap. I believe, and then 2 years from now, you're going to go, wow, when this game comes out, this coin is going to explode. I believe. You see what's going on with Decentraland Mana, right? It's patience. In crypto, you must have patience. Just like, people were impatient with Cardano, and then it starts moving. Right now, Polygon is kind of in a lull, and I keep telling people that Polygon right now is the greatest investment right now in crypto. For me, in my eyes, okay? I'm not perfect, but I'm telling you, right now, Polygon, I would scoop up as much Polygon and stake it if I could. That's kind of the way I look at it. Lisa says, man, I never paid much attention to Jacoby before. I knew he was Brady's backup in New England and played for Indy. Was he this bad when he played in those places, or is he just completely regressed? Well, Lisa, he's mediocre, but he had better coaching. You know what I mean? Because, Frank Reich is in Indianapolis. Let's not, Frank Reich, Miami Dolphins coaching staff. Like, I would rather have Frank Reich alone than the entire Dolphins coaching staff. Okay? So that's the problem, Lisa, that he has a real coach over there. So it made him look a little better, and he's still a jabroni. But here, because you have no coaching, a jabroni is going to look even worse. That's why I feel that, it's been coaching that has really polluted this season more than anything else. I can even defend Jabroni Brisket and tell you that Jabroni is actually a little better than the guy we see when you watch them at Indy. Still conservative, won't take a lot of chances, but he didn't even make as many mistakes there as he does here. Why? He's hopeless here. Every player, you're watching Gesicki excel in spite of the coaching staff. You're watching Waddle play well in spite of the coaching staff. You're watching Javon Holland get better in spite of the coaching staff. That's what's going on here. But when you're not that good, you'll be a jabroni brisket that your play will suffer when you don't have the coaching and the support. And that's the problem. All right, let's get Lisa on from our Turf Football. We'll talk to Lisa Johnson. Let's talk a little Dolphins and Ravens with Lisa next.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
All right, we're back, and there she is, Lisa Johnson, of course, from Our Turf Football FB, Our Turf FB. Check out the website. Lots of ladies that cover the NFL all around the league. And make sure you follow Lisa like I and many other Dolphin fans do at LJ1303. Lisa, how are you doing, first of all?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I can't complain.
Right?
I'll probably have plenty to complain about at the end of the night. But I'm just kind of hoping for a miracle of all miracles tonight and a great effort. Well, you know what? I think the guys have given effort. It's just I hope that they execute today. And they give them a game, you know what I mean? And yeah, I would pray for a win. It would be great. I just don't want an embarrassment tonight. You know what I'm saying, Lisa?
Exactly. And you know, when you look, nobody thought the Jags would beat the Bills. So there's always that string of hope. I mean, there's always that thing. It's just, it's heart-wrenching because you just know the track record with the Ravens and the Dolphins. Yep. I think it's 9-0. They're up against us, and primetime game. The atmosphere at that stadium rocks. Love night atmosphere games, but this is a home game for Lamar Miller. He's coming home. The Prom King's coming home. So, and from what we've watched from game 1-0 to now, this Dolphin team's regressed. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And there's no answers coming out of this coaching staff. I spent a lot of the time during the Texas game watching this offensive line, and I tweeted it out, and I don't know how Jesse Davis is on this team. I just don't. I watched him through the binoculars, literally in a stance, a nice passing stance, rock back and just put his arms out. That's it. He didn't engage. I mean, it's like his feet go one way, his body goes the other. And Coach Flo just kind of seems oblivious to his coaching staff. And I'm going, at what point do we start holding players accountable, coaches accountable? Is there just nobody else and coach is just riding this through? I mean, I don't know. I'm perplexed. I'm perplexed. I really am.
Now, Lisa, I've always been a guy that says that Jesse's a sixth man is really what he should be. Mm-hmm. And he was already, he was already playing banged up to start the year. So if he's not a great athlete and he's playing injured, that's not going to help. And
no, not at all.
But it also tells you how bad is Greg Little that he can't even crack this lineup, or it's, I think you're starting to lean where I'm at on the coaching, that maybe the coaching doesn't know any better right now. Who's good, who's not. And they don't even know how to put these guys in position to be successful. There's a part of me that I'm concerned it's more about that than anything else.
Yeah, and to me, it's looking like that. Between you and I'm looking at the coaches now because, I mean, if I'm a head coach, I'm looking for my players to at least, get better every game, develop. I mean, Coach Flo says it every single time in his broken record pressers. Every single week we need to build off something positive. Every single week we need to see progress. We've seen a decline. This offensive line is like going into a turtle shell. I mean, every single week, either we're losing somebody to injury or they're just off sync, and it just throws this whole offense off. This offense is horrible.
I'm with you. Lisa, I want to get your point of view on this because I that's the part I find a little disturbing about this story, and that's the Deshaun Watson story.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that the Dolphins and the owner has allowed himself all offseason and during the season to be involved in these talks. And
Right.
after you watch what went on now with the latest story with Dalvin Cook,
Right.
with Dalvin, and we don't know if Dalvin's guilty or not. Was he defending himself? We have no idea. But that I immediately thought about Watson because the thing that we all don't know is, are there any texts? Are there any pictures? Is there anything incriminating out there that could make it? And so I'm asking from a woman's point of view.
Mm-hmm.
How do you view a team that is trading or trying to trade for a guy that, might be innocent, but then again, might be guilty of sexual assault? So I'm wondering, because to me, it's like the Dolphins are telling women, their female fans that, hey, you know what? We don't care about women that may complain about sexual assault because we're not going to believe them in a way. That's kind of the message you're sending if you're the Miami Dolphins. So I'm wondering, as a woman, Lisa, how do you view that story?
I view it, and it might be a little bit different than a lot of women, because I view it as, I'm one of those ones, this is for the justice system to figure out. This is why we have a justice system, to figure this out. It's not for me to judge him. It's not for anybody to judge him. It's for him to get his due process and these women their due process. On the football stand of it, if I can remove all the legal issues from Watson, absolutely, I would do my due diligence. That's what they called it on Watson. I also think a lot of it has gotten blown out of proportion. I don't think the Dolphins were so engaged as everybody kind of thinks. But then again, Ross going to meet him, the night before the deadline? That is such a Ross move, because how many times we did it? We saw it down here with Coach Sperano when Tony Sperano was here. He flew to Michigan to talk to Harbaugh. And we got into a whole big problem there. We had to sit down. But as a woman, I think, the story just wouldn't go away, and it just kept getting pounded and pounded, and it just looked horrible for the Dolphins at this stage, because you have a lot of women in this organization. You have a lot of high women in the executive order of this Dolphin team.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to me, you'd have to kind of express your interest, like, look, we're talking to Deshaun Watson. He has all these allegations. I mean, I can almost, and I know this is going to sound really horrible, I can almost see if it's like one or two women, and it's like, okay, there's a little bit of sketchiness, timing.
Right.
Let's face it, these guys are famous guys. They're multi-millionaires. So you always have to kind of put, was it a bait? But there's 22. There's 22 of them. So something went on. And any team, and everybody kind of said it. And I even said too, no team was going to make trade for him. I think the Dolphins were interested. Absolutely. Do I think they would have pulled the trigger? No. I don't. I think it was made clear that these allegations have to get cleared up before the Dolphins brought him in.
Great stuff as always, Lisa Johnson. By the way, catch her work. Follow her on Twitter at LJ1303, and you can also go to the website ourturffb.com and check out her work and all the ladies that are covering the NFL on a daily basis. Lisa, where are you with Tua now? Because the discussion goes back and forth whether you think he can play or not, whether he has the support or not. And I've already established what I feel. I feel he can play, and he doesn't have the support. But I think we're past that now. Whether he can play or not, does it really matter if he can't stay healthy anymore? Is he Jimmy Garoppolo now? I use that as the example that, Jimmy can play. I think Jimmy, you put the right team around Jimmy, you're going to win a Super Bowl. But the problem is, will Jimmy be there for you when you need him? And that's a problem, Jimmy.
That's a problem with Jimmy.
And are we there now with Tua that he hasn't been able to play an entire season, yet he's already missed 5 games with 2 different injuries?
And I think that's your biggest issue right there. You hit it right there. We don't know because we don't have an offensive line that we can judge him properly with, to me. I mean, Christ, the kid's only started how many games in his career? I mean, we have absolutely no idea. The coaching staff, however, I think does. And I think they've already made their mind up. My issue with Tua, and, I've watched your shows and I love your take on it. I firmly believe you're absolutely right. I don't think he's got a fair shakedown here. My problem with him is something's going on in that locker room where the guys don't trust him. And you watch some of the pressers with him, which kind of, and I've been very vocal about this on the pressers. We were going into Buffalo and Tua was at the podium. We didn't know about his finger. Everything seemed okay. We were talking to him. All of a sudden we went to his feelings. Now, I ask everybody who has ever watched Dan Marino play football, could you imagine Dan Marino standing at a podium answering questions about his feelings? No. You would get effed out of that building. Oh. My problem is Tua just stood there and just smiled. It's like, oh, gee, golly, guys, I don't know. Dude, you got to get some backbone. You've got to be a little bit more assertive here. And I just kind of wonder if some of that leadership skill, skill-wise, I can't judge the guy. He's getting smoked every single time he goes back. He has to roll out. He has to run for his life. Durability is a question, but at this point, I'm surprised Brissett's lasted as long as he is behind this offensive line.
Yeah. Oh, he's 6'4".
So, yeah. So I think he's shattered a little bit. How can you not be? But it seems like the Dolphins have moved on, but yet Coach Flo will sit there and say, no, we have faith in him. So
but
it's frustrating.
The examples never show faith. That's the
the truth.
You say one thing, but your actions say everything else. When it comes to Tua. So yeah, I'm with you there. What are you expecting tonight?
I just want to stay close. I just want to give ourselves a shot at the end. That's my biggest thing. Execute your plays. Keep the guys in front of you. And just try to keep yourself close enough to win it at the end. And that's all I'm asking. Defensively wise, I'm seeing some good defense play coming out of these Dolphins the last couple of games. I think you're starting to see these young guys starting to develop. And that's been the whole process from the beginning. Let's see these guys develop, get better every game. I think you're starting to see that from the defense. Offensive wise, we're going backwards. So to me, it's on the offense side of the ball tonight. Keep these guys in front of you. Keep Lamar in the pocket. Make him throw. I still think he's one of the great. I love watching Lamar throw. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people are like, oh, he can't throw. I love him. I love watching the guy throw the ball.
He's a freak talent guy.
He sure is. And, if you can get some pressure on him, force him into some mistakes, keep it close, execute your plays, execute the playbook. 2.5 coordinators. Come on. You can come up with something better than what we've been seeing. Let's throw something at them they haven't seen and, keep it close. Just give yourself a chance at the end. That's what I'd love to see. I'd like to see them fight hard.
Yeah. The question is, can the defense not shut them down, but slow them down considerably? And I think they're going to try to run too as much as possible to kind of, wear out the Dolphins in the process.
Absolutely.
But
you got to understand, the defense can't play the whole game. So
no, you're right.
They're going to be this offense has to sustain some drives. Give this defense a rest. You can't go 3 and out and maybe have 1 or 2 first downs the whole first half. This defense is going to be done by the first half. You have to let the defense get some rest, and you've got to maintain some drives. Best thing you could ever do to win a football game: keep Lamar on the bench.
Yes, that would be really, really nice. Lisa, Mike Gesicki, why doesn't he have a contract?
Because Greer's cheap. I think Greer's looking, and it scares me because you look at Hunter Long and you're thinking to yourself, wow, if he even shows some kind of progress, would they dump Mike and just say, oh, we'll just go with Hunter at the bargain price? We've seen it with our punter. I mean, Greer doesn't like to pay. I'm sorry. He doesn't like to pay. And when you look at some of the talent that we've lost, because Greer's trying to save a couple million here, a couple million there. I mean, we have a punter that has a bum knee that can barely get a 39-year-old average punt. So you don't care about special teams. You don't care about flipping the field. So to me, it's a crowded tight end room. I'm worried that he won't pay him because I think I'm a little worried with it, because how don't you lock this guy up right now? Come on.
Yeah. I don't know how. And the other day when you guys were at the press conference and he's, praising the Dolphin organization and all the things that they do. And I'm like, wow, man, this guy's going all out, and yet he plays all out. Last year when he blew out his shoulder and came back and made that one-handed catch. I mean, I don't know what more he needs to prove, overall.
Every game.
He is their best weapon right now. Jalen can be, but Jalen needs the offensive coordinator, the offensive line, all of that.
Everything,
so we can get him, past 20, 30 yards downfield. But we can't do that because, you kind of got to live in a box almost because of this damn offensive line. But, I mean, Gesicki right now, he's one of the reasons why we watch Dolphin football. How about that?
Exactly. And the thing about it, too, is my problem with Greer, too, what would it hurt to say, at least give us a little hope. Say, yeah, we're going to sit down with him at the end of the season. We're going to get something done. You hear zero from this organization. It's so secretive here. It's why. I mean, that would be great. Wouldn't fans love to hear a GM come out and say, look, we love the guy. We're going to try to lock him up. Fans would be like, okay, good. All right, something to kind of look forward to. Great. We're going to try to get him locked up. You don't hear anything. You don't hear anything.
Lisa, are you at the point that they need to make changes at the end of the year, like a lot of people, that they've got to get a new general manager, a new head coach? Or
the general manager's coming close. The general manager's coming close for me, because some of the things that he's pulled this last couple of years, having the draft picks that he's had, having things go down the way they are. We're not, the Deshaun Watson thing, how they're treating Tua now, the Mike Gesicki thing. It's very questionable. I like Coach Flo. I think he can be a good coach. The coaching staff around him, we're on our fourth
but he
offensive.
Can't, but Lisa, he can't build a staff. So
he can't.
How do you keep a coach that can't build a staff?
I don't know. You're absolutely right. And it's proven. Though we're on our fourth offensive coach since 2019. Four.
I know.
Offensive line coach. How many? We have 2.5 offensive coordinators. 2.5. It's maddening. It really is. But we stick with it. I mean, but I don't know. And Ross is 81 years old, and I'm sorry, but I mean, he looked rough in London. He looked like he was tired. He looked like a tired old.
Considering what he's been through, I would be tired too at this point. You know what I'm saying?
We're tired fans, right? We're tired fans too. It's like all of us that have been, on board for 35 years plus, we sure have been on the roller coaster ride, and boy, we're going for one right now.
Yeah, we have been as beaten up as possible. Lisa, by the way, everybody is clamoring for your giant towel back there. They want that towel badly. So
my friend's house. We're getting ready to head over to the stadium, so I had to pile in because I didn't want to do it from my truck. So I'm just like, I got to use your bedroom real quick before we head over. So
that's a sweet towel right there, man. She's got. I love that towel. That is a fantastic towel. Tell her. What was the prediction for tonight? Little Clubber Lang Payne.
I'm gonna go 27-10 Ravens.
Oh God, it's gonna be tough. All right, Lisa, you are awesome as always.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you for taking some time.
Yes,
I hope you enjoy the game. I hope we get a victory. I hope they pull out a miracle, man. It would be nice.
Me too. Me too. Any given Thursday, right?
I'm with you. Thank you, Lisa. Appreciate you.
All right, buddy. You bet.
You got it. There you go. The great Lisa Johnson. We love Lisa. Great work by her. Our football, our turf football FB, ourturffb.com. You can follow it on Twitter. Also, Our Turf FB. Also, several ladies are covering different NFL teams around the league. It's a really interesting website, and I love their point of view at times. That's why I get to read it. So, and follow Lisa, by the way, on Twitter, because she's at all the Dolphin press conferences. LJ1303. All right. So she's there all the time. She goes to practices. I went into the Senior Bowl Okay? That's how hardcore Lisa is. She goes to the Senior Bowl. All right? So Lisa's she knows her stuff, man. Really like her. Let's see. SoCal Derek says best logo Dolphins have had. That's the 90s Dolphin that they did a little twist to it. I don't mind that one. And I think eventually this crappy whale logo that they have right now, I think it's going to go by the wayside over the next couple of years here. And I think they're going to bring back the old logo. Now, I'm sure they're going to add their own little bit of a modern twist to it, but at least we'll get that old logo back in a way, and I think we'll be happy. At least that we'll have, the proper look for the Miami Dolphins, which is what we need. Let's see, what else do we have here? You got to give a QB at least 3 years to know what he is. Yep, you're right, but we already know he's a sack of injuries. That's the problem, dude. You don't need 3 years to know any more about lack of durability for Tua. That's the only. I'm with you on the 3 years. Look, I think Tua can play, so I'm not one of those guys. I think the coaching staff has failed him completely. I think that they have failed to build a line and all the things that he needs. He doesn't have a real offensive coordinator. So to me, I'm already there as it is. I like Tua. I think he can play. But the one thing that I have to be concerned about, you have to be concerned about, every Dolphin has to be concerned about, kid can't stay healthy. It's the bottom line. He can't stay healthy. And that's a monster problem. Okay? Current logo looks like it belongs. Oh, God, I'm not even going to say that. That's just wrong. Let's see. 10 more years with the sorry logo. These god-awful jerseys, pistachio. Maybe Brissett gets knocked out and Tua comes in and wins it. Tell Flo to choke on it. Let's see. What else do we have here? 3 drafts, and they want to run these guys out of town. Media is in this town is straight trash. But what do you expect? Well, I mean, this is kind of what's going to end up happening, my brother. I mean, one more year they'll get, and they'll run them out. It's probably what's going to – they're not going to save their asses next year. If Flo can't build a staff, they've got no shot. And that'll take Flo and Greer down. That's what's going to end up happening. I mean, listen, I get it if you're, Jonesy, if you're, maybe one of these emotional Dolphins that you can't handle the truth. But, what can I tell you? I'm not one that wants to fire Greer, actually. I'm kind of off the Flo bandwagon already because I feel he can't build a staff. So he'll never be able to win. But the people that want to fire Greer and Flo, I can't blame them. They haven't shown you anything, talent-wise, coaching, development, nothing. They haven't given you any kind of hope. Now, if you want to, create your own hope, Josie, that doesn't exist, then you go ahead and lie to yourself if you want, my brother. I mean, I know there's a certain level of fans on every team. It's a certain section of fans that they can't handle any kind of objectivity. Everything has to be fantasy land. Everything has to be great. Everything's fantastic. And they try to spin everything in a way that's completely unrealistic. So if you're that guy, Jonesy, I'm sorry, brother, but that's not what we do here. That's not what I've done for 31 years. And there's a reason why people, appreciate what we do here, because we are brutally honest. And unfortunately, the honest thing is that nobody's doing the job in my Dolphins. Not the owner, not the head coach, not the front office, not the coaching staff. Players aren't coming through, and that leads to these kind of feelings for a lot of people. And I don't blame fans that feel like that. They have every right to feel like they don't want anybody involved with. Let's see. Dankin Kit, I guess is what it is, says, I think Ross is going to keep Flo until they get Watson, since he's one of the reasons he supposedly wants to go there. Then he gets fired after that. That would be ironic. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Big O, you're being too hard on Flo. He will get his staff right next year. Why would you say that, SoCal? What proof do you have? He hasn't gotten it right for 1 year yet. See, that's the unrealistic person, SoCal, right there. SoCal, love you, brother, but that's completely unrealistic. You're saying something with no substance. It's kind of like the people that come up with these conspiracy theories that, oh, Tua's not playing because he's given up on the team. Tua's not playing because Flo hates him. You know, it's theories with zero substance. Flo can't keep players on the roster. He can't keep coaches on the roster. He chased away Chan Gailey. He had a competent offensive coordinator last year, SoCal Derek. My man, they scored the most points since the Marino era last year. And they got rid of him. They allowed him to walk out the door. Flo, whether you like it or not, Derek, apparently is an incredibly difficult person to get along with. And we're finding that out because that's been the track record now over 3 years with coaches and players leaving in and out. So, you know, dude, I mean, if you like to lie to yourself, then go ahead, bro. You know, lie to yourself if you want. I mean, if that makes you feel better, Flo will get his staff right. I have no proof. He showed me for 3 years he can't get it right. But no, he'll get it right his 4th year. You know, come on, man. Enrique Lopez says Greer sold himself to Ross for being the GM, and he sold me as a fan too. Yeah. But if you don't have the coach, that's the problem, Enrique. If you don't have the coach, dude, it's going to make anything that Greer drafted doesn't look good right now. So it's going to cost Greer his job. Todd says, I agree that Flo can't build a staff. I think he may be a good coach, but he can't do it all, and he needs a complement staff to help him. Exactly. Dude, even Shula had a great staff. All great coaches have great staffs. That's how they become great coaches, because they know how to delegate. You can't run everything. You can't make all the decisions. Big O, what's your score, my friend? Herman, I don't know, man. I think, unfortunately, I think we're going to lose by like 14 points or something. I don't have a lot of hope here, unfortunately. Let's see. Chan Gailey, Jim Caldwell, proof Flo is trying to get it right. SoCal, let me walk you through a little history, my brother. Okay? Chan Gailey came here because Chan Gailey was here when Chris Greer got here. So there was already a connection. He brought Chan Gailey. Okay? And then Flo created his own coordinators. Greer brought him Fitz, but Flo wants Brissett. Do you understand? I know you don't want to believe this because, again, Derek, you're good at lying to yourself. You understand? You're excellent, apparently, at lying to yourself. Don't lie to yourself, my brother. Okay? Greer tried to help him, and he didn't want the help. Greer brought him Chan Gailey. Flo did not get Chan Gailey. Greer got him Chan Gailey. Greer got him Fitz. So would you rather have Fitz or Brissett? See what I'm saying? But it's all right, bro. You just keep believing whatever you want to believe, my man. It's all right. It's all good. Big O, what about Flores bringing in Romeo Crennel and Charlie Weiss? Yeah. That wouldn't be bad, but, I mean, they're up there in years. I don't know if they still want to coach. You know what I mean? That part I don't know. Dougie Fresh says, if this year's Dolphins were a band and we are 1, Oasis, great at the start, then horrific due to the infighting, 2, T-Rex, overrated, not deserving of praise, or 3, Tiny Tim. Oh, no, we're definitely Tiny Tim. We are tiptoeing through the tulips. Okay? Chan did interview. You should go listen. Yeah, you know why Chan was here, my brother. I'm telling you why Chan was here. Greer had the connection. Oh, God. Big O, who are the Dolphins going to get another Don Shula-type coach in your lifetime? I don't know, man. I don't know if we'll ever get one. I really don't. Enrique says, I want to thank you and maybe talk about sponsoring with you with our car dealership. You've been the best talk show to date. Enrique, just reach out to our Twitter page at Big O Show. You can DM me there. The text line, 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. So send it in there, and then we can talk, my brother, and any of you out there that have a business and you want to get in on it. You got something for me? What do you got?
Well, Omar posted on Twitter, Tua Tagovailoa doesn't even have his face painted. He was clearly bummed walking off the field after warmups. Duke Riley seemingly gave him a pep talk. The whole time, Tua kept shaking his head, seemingly in disappointment.
Right, yeah. Yeah. There's no belief in the kid, bro. There's no belief. There's no support. It's a terrible thing, bro. It really is. It's sad the way that that kid's been treated here. Dean Brown says, what do you mean, Big O? All you bring up is a line. What about Brandon Jones, Holland, Gesicki, Davis, Phillips, and improvement of Needham? It's more positions than O-line. Highlight what is good. Dean, did you listen? I was talking about Gesicki, dude, and Waddle. That's the reason why we watch, and that I want Mac Hollins in there, my brother. So yes, I have. I actually talked about how did I not say that the safety Holland is improving in spite of the coaching staff? Dean, if you don't listen to the whole show, don't run your mouth and assume that I haven't said something, because then you know what happens when you assume. So I'm just saying, Dean. Much love, my brother, but don't jump to a conclusion when you didn't listen to the whole 2 hours. Because in the 2 hours, I actually talked about it in the first hour, that this is why I'm watching for Gesicki, for some of the young guys that are actually developing. And by the way, Nick Needham developed last year, my man, not this year. This year, he's just continued to play well. Okay? So, you're a year late on the development part of Needham. Needham has been a good player for this team. I like what I see from that young man. So, you know what I mean? Listen to the show. Dean goes, I just got here. That's it. Then Dean, the next time I say, hey, have you talked about some of the positives? Have you talked about Gesicki? Because I'd like to hear that, or Javon Holland or whatever. And then I would tell you, yeah, I have. But you assumed that I haven't. And so, yeah, in 2 hours, you're going to cover positives and you're going to cover negatives. Unfortunately, you got in on the part where we're talking about some of the negatives. I'm sorry. And that's the reality. Don't get butthurt on it. I'm not lying about any of the realities. Okay? So, Anyway, let's see what else. Big O, Tua is throwing 40-yarders in warm-ups with ease. I don't know what to tell you, my brother. I have no idea. I don't know if they don't feel there's enough zip on it. I can't say anything. All I know is our Dolphins are on in 2 minutes. We are out of here. We'll see you for the post-game show. Omar Kelly, Alan Poupar will join us. We'll have Flo's press conference, and we'll see if we carry some of the other ones, if they're any good. But we will have all the coverage for you on the post-game show as the Dolphins take on the Ravens. That's next. We'll see you after the game is done.
This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available, from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O Show.